What's good, y'all? It's your boy Woke. We back with another video today. Look, man, I know y'all seen the new ESBC gameplay. If you ain't watched it, I did a reaction to it. Go check that out for me. But what I'm doing today, I'm gonna slow the gameplay down a little bit because there's some things I saw that I kind of, it's some nitpicks, right? Some nitpicks, but it's some actual questions that we need to answer. Some things that we need to improve on, right? So, without further ado, I need for y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's hop into the video today. So before we even get into the video, let's address something right now, right? The sweat. Okay, look, I'll be honest. Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano are very glossy, very moisturized up in this gameplay. But we have seen with the newer fighters, with Conor Benn, Kell Brook, Arturo Gatti, Caleb Plant, Carl Froch, they're not that greasy and not that sweaty, right? They got good skin textures. I want to say later on in the video, Carl Froch and Caleb Plant are in the exact same arena that Rocky and Joe Louis are in, but they don't look nearly as sweaty. Okay, so my theory right now is that the guys that they had to make maybe totally from scratch are more sweaty naturally, just with the South 4 technology. But you could also say, well, what about Arturo Gatti? He passed away, so they're making him from scratch too. So I mean, that's a good point. At this point, I wanted to say it's the lighting, and maybe Steel City ESBC, they were showing off the sweat feature, right? If they look like this in round 12, I couldn't complain. Maybe they turned the sweat up too much for this round 1 fight. But if this is how it's gonna look in round 1, that's unacceptable, right? Nobody is this sweaty in round 1. So I think they could definitely tweak this. I think they will. So many people already come out and said, hey, you shouldn't be this sweaty in round 1. It's ridiculous. So I understand. So let's start the video up here. I mean, I love how the sweat pops off. I know it's a lot of sweat, but I love how they pop off. I love the body work. One complaint I had, I think I'm gonna pause it here at about 20-second mark. One thing I didn't really understand too much, it just looked like, to me, like Rocky just seemed to look too big. Like his frame, I don't think is as large as they made it. And I don't think Joe Louis was as slim as they made him in this game. Because if we take a look at something here, what we're looking at here is an image of, I guess, a side-by-side comparison of Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis when they actually fought. It was Joe Louis' last fight, so he was actually older. He's 37. Rocky was 27 at the time. So Rocky is 5'11", 184 pounds, right? Joe Louis was 6'2", 210. Joe Louis had a larger neck. He had over 9 inches in reach, 3 inches larger chest expanded 3 inches larger, forearms the same size, a little extra, biceps bigger. And this might be length, or I don't know if it's like girth or whatever. I assume it's the length. Wrists, all these things. Longer, slightly smaller fists, bigger waist, thighs bigger, calves bigger, all of that, right? Now, Joe Louis is a bigger man all the way around the board. He has a larger frame than Rocky. He also happens to have a good 25, 26 pounds on Rocky, right? With more muscle density, muscle definition. So right now, just looking at it right now, once we go back to the gameplay, just taking a look at it, man, Rocky looks They made him a little too chunky. Rocky wasn't as big. Rocky 184 pounds. Dudes at 184 pounds right now are probably fighting at light heavyweight at 175. Rocky probably can make 168. He would be fighting a super middleweight. He'd be fighting Canelo now. You know, he wouldn't be at heavyweight, obviously, but I think they made his frame too big because Joe Louis doesn't look nearly. He doesn't look large enough. I don't see the big. I don't see the big weight disparity. I don't feel like Joe Louis may be taller in the ESBC, but he doesn't seem like the bigger man. If that makes sense. I want to know I have the bigger man. And the thing else too, as we get into this gameplay, that I noticed, either the dude using Joe Louis was just dumb and didn't know how to fight in the outside with a 9-inch reach advantage, or is something going on with the reach, because I didn't see a 9-inch reach advantage whatsoever. I mean, even when they threw hooks in the mid-range, Joe Louis has longer arms at every point of the arm. Yet Rocky was still able to hit him at will. Like, it didn't look like Rocky was a much shorter fighter. It's like they had the same exact range. So I don't know what that's about. You know, I hope it's nothing, but maybe they need to adjust Rocky's proportions, or they got Joe Louis too small. Either way, we need to get that kind of addressed, because, you know, player models, things like that matter to me, at least. All right, picking back up, 22-second mark. I love the stumble back animation. I love the clinch. Okay, now, ooh, I love it. Duck under. I'm seeing the same exact stumble back animation. I've seen it 3 times in a row. I just hope we have more when we actually rock. I don't want the same one all the time. That's the only thing. Okay, good pull back. See Joe Louis. Okay. Okay, before we really dive into the Kell Brook Gotti at 1 minute mark, dude, right now, what I saw from Joe Louis, when the guy actually chose to try to be smart with him and keep him at distance, it worked a little bit, but I didn't see 9-inch reach. And maybe that's just purely off user input, but I didn't see that. So that kind of had me raising my eyebrows a little bit. But also, when you do that, like, sway back, as they call it, when you sway backwards, he didn't ever get out the way. So I don't know if it's just, like Fanatical said, it's a lack of range of movement. Like, he's not really getting out the way of anything. You know, who knows? But that's what I noticed. So we're about to hop on the Kell Brook and Arturo Gotti part. Now, before I hop into it, now look, Kell Brook is the visibly bigger fighter. Like, without a doubt. And we can see that. Arturo Gotti is clearly smaller. Which how it's supposed to be, right? Let's starting up. Okay, so okay, we're gonna pause at the minute 26 mark. I think the game looks really good already, but we got to talk about the punches a little bit. Just to make sure I wasn't tripping, because I mean, I've trained Muay Thai, we do a lot of striking, stand-up. I'm about to join a boxing gym around here soon, watch a lot of boxing, all of that. The punches, something was missing, and I was like, man, the game looks great, but it's something weird with the punches a little bit, in a small way, something subtle, because some of the punches look really, really good, really excellent. And I know what it is now. And I'm doing a whole video about this, breaking it down. I'll do it side by side. The video is coming soon. Bro, when they're throwing the hooks, they're not moving their feet or rotating with them. And it looks weird. and it looks like they're not putting no power on them. That has to be addressed, right? Because we've seen the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury gameplay before this one, right? I guess Deontay Wilder's mocap, he threw hooks properly. Like the hooks he threw was looking good. Tyson Fury's hooks look good because he mocapped them. So the hooks that Kell Brook and Arturo Gatti are throwing, stationary, let me say that, stationary hooks, they don't look like they have no oomph because they're not rotating fully. And that's why it looks like that. You can't just sit here. Those are arm punches. Like, that looks weird, you know? Boxers don't practice like that, and they wouldn't throw that in the fight. You know? So, while I will say this, the hooks look good when they're stepping. If they're lunging in with a hook, they're stepping sideways, check hooks, they're moving. Because now, the physics system they're putting their bodies into the hooks, and they look good. But when they're just standing, they're just arm punching. They're just like it looks a little awkward. Because even when you're throwing a hook, you still rotate. It starts with your feet, and you bring your upper body with it. It didn't just like, look at Kell Brook's feet when he was throwing the hooks. It wasn't rotating. You wasn't turning it over. You know what I'm saying? I said in the video for the reaction, I was like, the straights look fine. It's the hooks. Now, it's a few straights. The straights are better than the hooks generally, because they stepping and they have a little pop on them. But even it's one straight that's just like they step and it's like, turn it over, get the full extension on it. Let's continue though. 126. You see that? 136, like what Kell Brook just threw that right hook. He's stationary. He twisted his back foot a little bit, but he's not actually. It's not enough. It's not enough torque in it, right? Now I don't want the fight night hooks in this. Nah. But we need more though. And what I think right now, I think the biggest issue is, two I've noticed. It's so obvious when you throw a power shot. It's almost like it's too many frame delays. And you know, honestly, I gotta give Fight Night this credit. And I'll go through more of this in the punching tutorial. I'll show examples of it. The difference between a power shot and a non-power shot isn't that much difference. The main issue is if you throw the jab, boom, boom. It's not really the speed that changes. I want to throw it hard, boom. It's just like, I guess, how long you hold it there. Or really, your follow-up is longer. It didn't really like you just having to load up to begin with longer. It's boom, you can get back. But the power is boom. It's just a longer follow through. In ESBC, it's or then the hooks be, it's like, hey, you throw your hook, ESBC be like, that's not, because if I'm fighting somebody, it ain't about to be like that. Because you want to throw something hard, you're throwing it hard. And you want to speed up, like you want to put some more force and torque behind it. So is it like a little bit, I guess, to start off a little bit slower? Sure. But it ain't like a frame. It's boom. So you see, it's like, it's not that much different. And I gotta give Fight Night the credit. I think I said it a little earlier. Fight Night did this proper. The non-power shots were the non-power shots. The power shots were just a little extra. And then once they hit or miss, it took longer to get back to center. That's a power shot. ESBC, it's just low. It's like, it's taking too long. I know it's supposed to be reacting, but look, That's not how boxing is. Let's pick it back up. Conor Ben, Arturo got it. Right. That's a good check hook. I love Conor Ben punches. His punches look a little better. See, it says Arturo Gatti with the arm punches. Even the arm punches with the hooks. Let's pause here. 218 birthday. Anyway, the arm punches with the hooks and the arm uppercuts. Arm punches with the uppercuts, bro. Like, you standing. And then you put the flash to make it look like you're landing big, but it's like, we need to see you landing big. We don't need to see a flash to make it look like you're landing hard. We need to put some more torque in these punches. We need some more hip rotation. We need some more up. We need something. Some of the punches just lack that lower body movement to give them that extra oomph on them. We're gonna break it down though when we get to the punches. I'm just making little notes for y'all. Let's continue though. Let me just say this too right now, man. Like I said earlier, this is the same exact arena that Joe Louis and Rocky were in. You don't see them too sweaty here. So to me, I think that was just the sweat settings. You know, like I said, that was the sweat settings just too high on the Rocky and Joe Louis fight. Because Conor Ben and Gotti and Kell Brook and Gotti, they look fine. They look perfectly cool to me. Perfect graphical settings and everything like that. I love the footwork. The straights look great. Let's go. The guy using Conor Ben must be good. Because he understood. He was working in the mid-range. Getting hit, not hitting and not getting hit, let me say. See, I love that stepping jab that got it through. Boom. Okay, try it. The straights that Froch threw, bro. They just look a little slow. Look a little slow. Speed up a little bit, we'll be good. I mean, I just love the game when I'm seeing it. Like, oh, sorry, we gotta pause it. Hold on, what we at? 318? That knockout did not look good. That did not look good. That was a can animation. He gets hit with a non-forceful looking punch. Boom. And that's not, we don't need that in ESBC. Do a full ragdoll. You can't get clean KO unless it's a properly thrown hard punch. Like, that kind of punch shouldn't just put a grown boxer out like that. That didn't look good to me. Let's rewind it. We're at 318. Let's go back to 314. Nah, that's not gonna work. He touches him. Nah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Yeah. So we don't need them kind of KO animations. That's Can, that's UFC 4. No, we don't need them dramatic Romeo Juliet knockouts, bro. Okay. One thing with Kell Brook I like, before I get to this, is my favorite portion of the gameplay, 324 and onward. Kell Brook was clearly bigger than Arturo Gatti. When he threw his jab, it extended out, and you can tell he had a reach advantage. He was the bigger guy, and you just felt that watching it. I didn't get that with Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano. I didn't feel like Joe Louis had a 9-inch reach advantage with just being the larger man in every aspect. Plus having 25 pounds on him. I didn't feel that. Let's start back there. I love this sequence. Like, look at Gotti's back, bro. It looks so realistic. The muscles flexing. They're getting into it. Ducking, swing. I love the jab. Look at that. The stumble. I like that stumble. He's covered up. I love the body work. The 6-axis punches. Okay. Bro, pause at 355. The stepping jabs that Kell Brook just did, that's how exactly I was supposed to look, bro. I love it. Let's pick it back up. See, it pausing at 4-4. When Gotti did the step in hook with the lead hook, that looked perfect. That's how it's supposed to look. That looked perfect. When they're moving, the hooks look great. It's just the stationary hooks, man. See, like, oh god. You see that little, it looks like that because they're not torquing nothing. You can throw short hooks, but you gotta still put some hip rotation in them. Put your shoulder in the punch a little bit instead of. Y'all, we're gonna do a whole video on punches. Let me keep going and talk about some other stuff. I love how he's covering up, shelling up. I love how Gotti's extending that jab. That check hook is beautiful. Oh, I love the stumble back animations. Okay, that's the end of it. Actually, let's look at it a little bit more. Let's make some more observations. So we're at the end. Go back to 156. With Gotti. Let's go. 142 with Gotti and Dan. Okay. I like this gameplay the best. Yeah. Ooh. That slip and that hook, that was beautiful. Hey, Gotti here looking man. Yeah. I love that straight. I love the slip and the weave so far. That's my favorite part. The body shots look good. You see that with Gotti? About 10 seconds before that happened. Gotti, you can see he was throwing power hooks. Let me try to get to it. Hold on. Let's go back 10 seconds. At 220. We're at 227 right now, right? So if y'all want to follow me, 227. Gotti tried to throw some power hooks. You can tell. Yeah, so we're gonna go to about 210. I love the Gotti in front of me. I think that's like the best part of the game for me. So. Oh, the body work is great. See, that sequence right there shows me they got the punch animations already. Just speed them up. Implement them. See, that's why I said in the reaction video, the power shots don't look bad. They're throwing them right. I just need to speed the animation up. Give me a sped up power animation, and then just, I guess, for the actual power shot now, just extend it more. Make it a half frame slower to get out. I mean, that's all it really needs to be. Let's keep it going at 222, man. I love the gameplay. See that little short hook he was throwing? It was quick, boom. But he was moving his hips and feet. And it was short and quick. I love that. Yeah, at 303, man. When Plant just threw that right hook to the body, actually, it's just like their feet are almost glued to the ground. Like the feet are too planted. Like they're not moving. They're not lifting up their back foot enough. They're not spinning off, bending at the knees to get that extra torque in the punches. This is what I'm noticing, man. Bro, Caleb Plant's swag is amazing, man. Shout out to Caleb Plant, man. We got a little season. Yes. Oh man, this gameplay. I love it. Gotti, man. Gotti gonna be tough in the game. He's gonna be tough, I guess. Might lose, but he's gonna be a tough one. Kel Brook is gonna be really, really good in the game. Fanatical says he's already really good, so. Yeah, so we're winding it up here, guys. I just want to, you know, run it back a little bit, man. I love the stepping shots. Side steps, the forward steps. I love how Gotti was covering up right here. He's rocked, but he's covering up. That's beautiful. He's stumbling, but he's covering up the whole time. Oh my god, that's amazing to see. And then he gets rocked. Oh. Hey man, that's our time, y'all. That's the whole video. That's my breakdown on it. As y'all see, the game is beautiful. The sweat for Lewis and Marciano and Rocky, that's gonna be fixed. I feel like they just had the sweat settings turned up too much on that one to show the extra sweat hitting off the people, because we didn't see that much sweat on any of the other characters, right? That can be fixed, so I'm not worried about the sweat. That's nothing. The lighting affects that kind of stuff too, right? Then in the arena, which arena they're in. So we're not gonna worry about that. That can be all that can be fixed easily. The main thing right now, when they lean back, maybe get a little more range on it. Maybe have a little more range when they dip down. Like Fanatical said, he had a great video about that. I would love to see that. I love the footwork when it's used. It's just not used enough. I mean, I guess that's the user, right? The guy that had Connor Ben and Gotti, they were creating angles, cutting, they were everything. I love that. I love that. But the main thing, the punches still need a little work, right? But hey, look out for that punch video. We're gonna actually go through actually some real clips of how the punches are supposed to be done. Maybe even throw some fight night clips in there about how we need to do the non-power shots and the power shots, because they did do it well in that game. So hey, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for tuning in for another video. I appreciate y'all. Hey man, show me some love. Drop what you like about the video in the comments. I appreciate y'all. I read all the comments. I try to reply to them all. Appreciate y'all again. Shalom. Salute.